Whenever you want to submit a new checklist, what you want to do is to go to the top menu and click on Submit here. The next screen that you will see is where you will tell us where was that observation made. The easiest way of doing it is just as if you were using Google Maps, just zoom the location where you saw your butterfly. In this case, let's say I saw it in Ottawa, and click where that happened. So let's say I saw it on Majors Hill Park. That is the easiest way, and if you see on your right, you can see that the geolocation is already filled in, so you don't have to type any numbers. Another way of doing it, let's say that I saw something on Stanley Park in Vancouver. So you can type the location just like Google Maps, and it will take you to that location. And from there, you can fine-tune that location just by clicking again on the map. For example, I was on Stanley Park, but maybe not exactly here, but maybe here, just next to the lake. So you click here, and then that geolocation is updated. Another nice tip that you can make use of is that you can select here the type of map that you want to see. If you click on satellite, you will get the satellite view. So it may be a bit easier to know where actually your precise location was when you saw your butterfly. Again, you just click wherever it happened, and your geolocation gets updated. Now, automatically, this first text box called location will get a name. In this case is Vancouver and the zip code and country. But you can give to this location any name that you want. This is going to be the place, the way you will identify that location. So in this case, let's say I want to call it Beaver Lake Stanley Park. So whenever I look for this location, this is what I'm gonna see. Okay, I'm happy with all my my location, then I can click next. Then it comes step 2. Step 2 is the place where you're gonna be telling us more details about your checklist. Namely, you will tell us how that checklist was made and where and when. So first, how that checklist was made. Basically, you can do it just like incidental. So let's say you were just walking and then you saw a butterfly. You didn't actually were trying to find a butterfly. You didn't measure the area or the distance or the time that you were looking for butterflies. It just happened. That's when you click on incidental observations. We have other modes, for example, traveling survey, where you will be asked to tell us how many meters you walked trying to find butterflies. There is area survey, where it is more about the specific area in square meters. We have time count, so basically when you started and when you finished, so a specific time of minutes. Historical, which is based in old records, so maybe you have a notebook or maybe it's a museum specimen, so you will use historical. And you can see the description of each of those down here. So each option has a little description on what do they mean. So once you select your observation, in this case I'm going to say it's an incidental observation, you can select the date of when that happened. So just by clicking the text box here, you can select the date. So let's say I saw my butterfly last Sunday. This gets populated, and then you can select the start and end time. This is not mandatory, but we totally encourage it to select the specific time. So let's say I saw it around noon, and it was just an incidental observation, so basically it was instantly. So I started and ended at the same time. Next, you have this text box here called party size. Party size refers to how many people were with you butterflying as well when you saw this butterfly, or this when you realized made this checklist. So here you can put any number just to indicate how many people were there. And in case you want to share this checklist with some of those people, you can totally do it just by clicking this option here, share with other observers. So you just click that, you will see this little pop-up window, and where you're gonna type in the name, or the username rather, of the user that was with you. So for example, let's say this user KP McFarland was with me. Oh, sorry. KP McFarland. So if you click add, that checklist will be shared with him. Okay, let's click share. Okay. Following, we have project. This will change in a few weeks, so we're not gonna take too much time on talking about this. Okay, we'll send a new video once the new projects feature comes out. Okay, so once we are done with this step 2, which is date and type of survey, we can go to the actual observations. So next. Okay, perfect. So here, step 3, you will actually tell us what butterflies did you see. There are many ways of filling up this form. The way that I do it, especially when I see several butterflies at the same time, I just click this plus sign as many times as butterflies I saw. So let's say I saw 3 butterflies. So I click 1, 2, 3. And then I get this, what we call cards. Each card represents one species that you saw. So once I get my number of cards ready, I can start filling up the details. Let's say that the first thing that I saw was a morning cloak. So you can start typing in the name, and if you see, you get like this suggestion window. I'm gonna do it again. The more letters you type in, the more refined that list will get. So Mo, I still have mountain, and I have morning cloak as well. If I put more, well, I only have morning cloak. Important thing that you have to consider here: when you type in a name here, you have to click it from the suggestion. Don't keep typing here morning cloak, because it is fairly easy to commit a typo or something, and then that species will not be added. So totally recommended, click the suggestion. Okay. So once you click the suggestion, then you can say, okay, how many did you see? As soon as you click this text box count, the card will get expanded, so you can give a bit more information about your sighting. Let's say I saw 3 morning cloaks. Okay. Now, here you can add images from that observation. Ideally, you want to add as many images as you want. You want to always take pictures. If you were not able to take a good picture from the butterfly, don't worry. You can still maybe submit a picture of the habitat where the butterfly was, or you can just leave it empty. This time, let's add images. So just by clicking add images, choose files, and from here you can get the list of your images that you have ready to upload. And let's see, I have a morning cloak ready around here. Upload, and there you go. If you want to see it in more detail, just to make sure that it was the actual image that you wanted, you can click on top of it and it will be expanded. Click out of it and it will close. Okay, now here, if you are sure what this picture is, you can put some information about it. For example, what kind of individual was it? Was it an adult, egg, caterpillar, pupae? I'm sure it was an adult. Quality, you can select as well. What quality do you think this photo is? I think mine is pretty poor, so I'll just put it as poor. And then about the overall record, you can select the data usage. So how available this information will be for the rest of eButterfly users. Of course, we try to make it as public as possible, but we know that sometimes records are sensitive. So we have three options. We have confidential, sensitive, and public. Public, of course, it is that is available to anyone to see this record. They can access it, they can see the geolocation, and they can basically see any of the details from this observation. Sensitive, people will be able to see details from this observation, but the geolocation will be hidden, so people will not be able to know exactly where this observation took place. And confidential, basically this hides the record from anyone. You are the only one that can see this record. I'm gonna make it public. And then basis of record, since I uploaded a photograph, this gets auto-populated as photograph. But you can select if it was just a sighting, collected, photograph, cut release, or roadkill. Then if you have even more information, you can put it here by clicking this down arrow. If you click it, you can add if there were males, females, maybe unknown sex, how many eggs, chrysalis, and caterpillar, and you can put here just the number. Let's say I saw maybe 2 males and one that I'm not sure, it was unknown sex. So you just 2, 3. I have 3 here, so okay. Now field notes, you can put some field notes here. So basically anything that you think might be relevant for this about this observation. So for example, I can put here, this specimen was quite damaged. As you can see in the picture, right? It was quite damaged on its wings. Okay, so you already finished with this card. You can move to the next one. Just for sakes of time, we're gonna delete the other two cards. Well, I'm just gonna delete one. So always by clicking this little trash can, you can delete it. Just click confirm, and then I am already left with another one. Now I left this one because there is one feature that we have on eButterfly that might be very helpful for you. Sometimes we just don't know what we saw, and that's okay. Not all of us are experts, and we can submit partial identifications. So if you totally have no idea what you saw, it was just maybe a butterfly, you can totally just put I saw one, and you can type butterfly, just like that. And you will get here a suggestion of butterfly. That will be submitted like that, and then users can come in and help you to identify this butterfly. Of course, would be great if you can add an image to this so-called butterfly, so users have more idea of what actually you saw. Maybe you know that it was not only a butterfly, but maybe you know that it was a skipper. So if you type skipper, you get here a partial record of skippers. Maybe it was a dun skipper, maybe it was I don't know, any kind of skipper. Users, the community later will help you to identify which kind of skipper it was. You can just leave it like that. And let's say I collected it, but I didn't take any pictures. So you can put it like that. And then here you can say it had a large white band, for example. You can put it like that, and then users can start help you to identify that record. With that, you just click finish. If you think that something is not right, you can click previous to go to previous screens, and just to keep editing your new checklist. Now, one important thing that happens often, if I just click out from here without clicking finish. So let's say I just click here, eButterfly, without clicking finish. When I go back to submit again, if you see all the information is pre-filled with what I left undone. This is just to protect you. So in case maybe you lose connection or something else, you can just go back and recover your work. However, if you don't want to use this information and you want to start from scratch, that's okay. You just can change the information. Let's say I change my geolocation, I change my date, and you can totally do it. No problem. It is just important to keep that in mind. Okay. So let's do again, just to keep this clear. I had 3 more morning cloaks, and let's click finish. So you will see this little review page. So if everything went correct, if there were no data problems, you will get this checklist details summary, where you will see a satellite view of where your checklist was submitted and more details about it. Okay. From here, you can submit a new checklist right away with the same location if you want, by clicking here, with the same date but different location here, or with same location and same date by clicking here. So basically, you can bypass either step 1 or step 2 of the process. I hope this was helpful. As always, you can reach us via the help portal or by our help email, eve.butterfly.info. And we would be, and also eve.butterfly.help@gmail.com. And we would be really happy to help you. Thanks a lot and have fun.